Hi everyone, this is Natasha, and if you're new to my channel and my videos, I do a lot of reviews, and I also share my experiences and my opinions in regards to a lot of products that I have come across. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to do, I want to do all, but I'm going to try and do my impression, my reaction, and my opinion in regards to certain perfumes that I've tried within the past year, I believe. So I did my research and I tried, I was looking for certain perfumes that were released within five years. Within 5 years from 2017 or 16. I'm not sure when I started to do it. So I stopped buying perfumes for a really long time, and I'm going to link down below as to why that was. And so when I started again, I kind of wanted to narrow it down to something a little bit more fresher. I mean, fresher in the market, not necessarily a fresh smelling perfume. So what I'm going to start with today is the Signorina by Salvatore Ferragamo. So what I've done is I have cut paper towels to the size, and I'm just going to spritz it like so you can see it. Not coming out. There we go. I usually typically just wave it just to kind of spread in the smell. This was one of the potential fragrances that I wanted to try and possibly buy. What I do remember when I was reading about this, it says it has supposedly a terracotta kind of smell. So, or one of the notes to it, I do smell something really creamy. A little bit of sharpness, and this is supposed to embody, Signorina is a young lady in Italian. This is supposed to embody that type of person. To me, is it worth a buy for me? No. Yes, it's somewhat elegant. Is it classic? I don't think so. Is it classy? Yes. Is it sophisticated? Yes, it is. Is it for me? No. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people really loving this scent and really loving this perfume. You know, I've tried it as much as I could. And if you've seen the sample vial right there, I've used more than half of it. And no matter how much I try to convince myself that it's very pretty and it could be added in my possession, I just don't like it. It's just not for me. I don't think I've ever gravitated to something in this type of fragrance ever in my life. And it could also be because it is a little bit powdery, and I don't really like powdery scents. It just doesn't remind me of anything that's a part of my personality or just a part of who I am, and I just don't connect with it. I know a lot of people do like that powdery, fresh smell. I don't like it. So that's my opinion with the Signorina. I do have a few other perfumes here that this will be all in one video. These were the ones that I thought I would really, really love and potentially be on my wish list on the track of if I do want to buy a new perfume, it would be on that list, on that short list. But this did not make the cut, and the reason I keep this is just I don't want to waste it. And I wanted to also save it for this video. Even though at the time when I was saving it, I really wasn't thinking of even having a YouTube channel. So I have been using this from time to time, kind of like a room spritzer. I do that a lot. I do that a lot with fragrances that is in my possession, and I don't want to waste it, and I don't want to just throw it out unless it really, really stinks. Then I have to throw it out, then, because I really don't want to smell it ever again. Okay, so that is a Signorina. Not a fan. If you do like it, you love it, I mean, you know, kudos to you, because it's not very expensive to get a huge bottle of that, but it's just not for me. I feel like I need to apologize about it. Okay. Next I'm going to do is the YSL or Yves Saint Laurent, the Manifesto Eau de Parfum. Just to let you know, these are all the Eau de Parfum. So this is the Manifesto. I'm gonna spray it right here. And just also with the Manifesto, I have heard so much about it, and I have heard really great things about it, and I really thought this would be a great fit for me because it is sweet. Maybe I'll change my mind today, I don't know. It is a sweet, but a sweet smell to it, like a dark sugar. Like dark, sugary, yeah, no, it's still not for me. It smells good, but to me, it's just not something that I would want to own. It doesn't stink or anything, it's just, it smells really, really good. It smells sweet, and it reminds me of someone who is very put together in a very professional type of way. That when you do see them and they're out in their professional lives, their office lives, they're always in a power suit with a luxury designer handbag. Their hair is perfect, which I never have my hair. My hair is always like, I brush it once or twice a day. It's never perfect, but this is the type of person that can do a chignon. I can never do that. Who probably naturally doesn't need hairspray, but maybe they do use a lot of hairspray. I don't do that at all. I don't really do a lot of stuff with my hair, and maybe that's why I can't relate to it, because this is how I envision someone wearing it. I know it sounds strange, but that's just when I smell fragrances and perfumes, I envision a type of environment and a type of person it would be. And if I don't see myself being that person, or have ever been, or will ever be, or already am, then it's really not for me, no matter how beautiful the smell is. It has changed now. It doesn't smell sweet anymore. That evolved really quickly. I don't want to say it, but it reminds me of like a bug repellent. I think that's why I didn't want to push through with it, because the opening of it smelled sweet, like a dark sweet, and it was kind of nice, but not beautiful enough that I was that drawn to it. It's a beautiful scent if it does match your pheromones, or if you love it, you know. I mean, maybe you don't smell the way I smell it. It smells like a bug spray right now, and it's getting really dominant in regards to that. So this is why it is on my not gonna move forward and not gonna buy this. This is the Manifesto by YSL or Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, I don't think I've ever owned any YSL or Yves Saint Laurent fragrances. I think they've always been kind of nice, but they've always been kind of out there for me. It has never matched my personality or just me or who I am. So next is, oh my gosh, I talked myself out of this because of the price of this perfume. So this is by Acqua di Parma. It is the Gelsomino Nobile or Nobile because it is Italian. So this is the Gelsomino Nobile. So let's see. I really love this perfume. However, because the price point is extremely high for like a 3-point or like a large bottle, it was over, I think it was like almost $300. It's ridiculous. This is, I believe, like a white flower. I think this is a gardenia or a lily in the valley. This reminds me of like a very, very lush, huge size of land that is just covered with flowers, and that is like someone's backyard. It's covered in flowers, majority very fragrant white flowers, and this also reminds me of a white flower that I know of. I can't pinpoint the name. I think it's Lily of the Valley. It's very, very floral. That's it. It really is like you are sitting in a fragrant flower garden, and it's very like the garden is completely filled with flowers that the spacing is maximum in between the flowers or the bushes or the plants or the trees that produces these flowers can only fit 2 people at a time. It is that congested and it is that strong, but it is not too overly powerful and overly powering that it gives you a headache. So it's a very balanced perfume. And what I did notice when I did wear this, it will last you all day. You do not need to respritz at all. But the price point is just so crazy high that, oh my gosh. I believe I spoke about like the Chanel and the Miss Dior, the Coco Mademoiselle and the Miss Dior and the Guerlain, and those are all over $100 for a 3.4 fluid ounce. And I believe for that particular size as well for this one, and I think they only sell it for 3.3 or 3 fluid ounces, was at least $250 to $300. I think it was $250 or $275 or something like that, plus applicable taxes. And I'm thinking, no, this is, I mean, it's beautiful, but am I going to spend that much money on one bottle of perfume? No, it's not. To me, it's not worth it. For anyone that has this, I mean, kudos to you. If you believe it is worth the splurge. It is a very, very beautiful fragrance. If it wasn't priced that high, or to me, it's okay to spend that much money on like a 3-ounce bottle of perfume, then I would get it. But I do not think, I just can't wrap my head around the price. It is too much. I don't think it's worth it. It is very beautiful, regardless of any of that. It also reminds me of, like a very sophisticated woman who has dark hair like mine, super straight like mine, and very long like mine, and is able to keep her white clothing white, and I can never do that. I think that's the only difference of a disconnect. But I do like flowers and the smell of fresh flowers, and this is absolutely a beautiful fragrance. The only reason why this is on my not gonna buy list or pile is because of the price point. If this wasn't priced significantly high, it would be on my wish list. And, you know, whenever I would feel like, okay, I want to add something, this would be one of the items or one of the perfumes that I would pick from. But sadly, it is crazily overpriced. And I believe that all of their perfumes and colognes are at that kind of price point. I mean, I've heard really good things about it, and it does make you feel like you're a nobility in Italy. The smell is very, very elegant in that way and very, very sophisticated. But the block for me, the biggest con is the price. I have kind of been interested in trying their other scents. They do have other scents out there, a lot of other scents, and I feel like maybe it's a waste of time, because what if I really, really like it and I can't get away from it, but the price is extremely high. So that's why I only stuck with this one. It's the Gelsomino Nobile by Acqua di Parma Eau de Parfum. And that is sadly a no for me due to the price. It has nothing to do with the smell. Now I'm going to talk about 3. These are sample sizes again. These are from Louis Vuitton. I don't know how to pronounce these. I tried all of them. I don't like them at all. So I'm probably going to do a video of that after this, but I had an issue with one of my Louis Vuitton bags, and I had to ship it over to the closest store because it's not that close to me, and it's kind of a hassle to go down there. So what I did is I just shipped it via UPS, and it arrived the next day. When they returned it, I spoke with them before they wanted to speak with me about when they were going to return it after it was, you know, after the issue has been resolved. So when I called them back, when I spoke with them and touched base with them, I requested for sample sizes because of their perfume, because I remember requesting it before have time I spoke with a sales associate in different locations in the country for different stores. Or I have also asked and requested it with the Louis Vuitton client services hotline, and every single one of them has said no. I think it was related to the issue that I had, and I will mention all of that in my other video, but let's go back to the fragrance. So this is the Contre Moi. Just to let you know, all these fragrances are beautiful. Is it beautiful enough for me to buy? No. No. I really was disappointed when I tried these 3. I only got 3 samples. I didn't get the whole line. I think there are 6, 7, or 8 of them. I'm not really sure. So I only received 3. So I'm gonna do this one first. The Contre Moi or Contre Moi. It smells really light, a little bit more masculine. A little bit more masculine for my taste. And what I noticed, because I tried these scents, and I would spritz myself once, and I would try to smell it over and over again during the day. And right now, I'm already hit with a headache, or like something like right here, it hurts. And that's what I've noticed with all three of their perfumes. No matter how much they're gonna market it and how they're gonna explain the technology that they used and how to obtain their new fragrance line, I don't think they're there. It's not very good. I know a lot of people love it, and there was a huge hype when it first came out, and it was the majority of the reason why I was so intrigued by it, because I'm not really close to a store. I used to live a few blocks from a store. So I would have been able to just go in and ask them if they were, you know, snooty or busy, or just kind of ignored me that day. I will do a different video of that on my really bad experiences with Louis Vuitton stores. So I don't really like this at all. And this is what it's called. If you can pronounce that, good for you. I can't, and because I have no desire to buy this at all. I don't really want to even know what it's called. I don't care. I think this was probably the first one I tried, or the second one. And to be honest, I guess because of all the hype of all the other YouTubers and other people who made a review on it, I just kind of, because I love the brand so much, I really expected it to be something that I would love. Most of the Louis Vuitton items I love. Shoes, small leather goods, travel items, handbags. Trying to think if I'm missing something. If I'm missing something, oh well. But those items, I've really enjoyed them. I've had really good experiences with them. And I know the quality and craftsmanship of them. With this one, I think it's more like they need to do a better job. I really don't like it. So this is on my not gonna buy pile. Next is the Mille Faux, or Mille, I don't know, Mille Feux. That's what it's called. I don't know how to pronounce that. Foie, maybe? Faux. Okay. These are really strong. So one or two spritches is good. I like all day for you. This is just, you know, so I can smell it and describe it right away. This is, this reminds me of a men's cologne. A really beautiful men's cologne. It's light, fresh, and sexy for men. And when I did speak with them over the phone, they knew it was for me. I believe supposedly all their fragrances are unisex, but I'm not gonna wear a men's cologne that they market as a perfume. And if you know, all perfumes are for women. Colognes are usually targeted for men. So it's a very overpriced men's cologne that you can buy somewhere else that is a fraction of the price. It's still a designer cologne for men, and it's not gonna really hurt you in the finance part. Yes, this is definitely very beautiful, and my husband does know that, you know, fragrances are my weakness, and sometimes he uses it for his advantage. He would just put that all over his body, and he knows that I would just sit right next to him and love to cuddle with him because of that. This is probably, out of the three, probably my favorite or the second. But I only have 3 total, and I do like the third one as well. But is it something that I would use and I would wear for as a girl, as a woman? No. Would I recommend this to a guy, a man? Yes, I would. If you can, I mean, if you don't care about the price point of it, it is a very beautiful fragrance. If you don't care about the price point of it. Would I ever buy this for my husband? No. Because I know I can find something exactly the same, similar, or probably better at like a fifth of the price. And again, it is still a designer cologne for men. But it is, I mean, this is actually very beautiful to me compared to the first one that I was smelling. The first one was just not that great. But this is definitely very beautiful. I just don't see buying an entire bottle. I can't see it. It's too expensive. It is the same as the Acqua di Parma. It's beautiful, but I can't wrap my head around something that is a fragrance, because to me, I love my fragrances and I use them a lot. So if I buy something that like a bottle for over $200, that is really a big deal. Like, I mean, yes, I have Louis Vuitton items and they do cost more than that. However, those will last decades in my life, not just few years, not just a year, not just, 3 to 5 years, decades, multiple decades. I did, excuse me, I have a video of my oldest, that I know of, the oldest Louis Vuitton item that I own, that was, I inherited it by someone from my family, and it's 47 years old. Is it worth buying that piece of Louis Vuitton item? Yes. It is almost 50 years old. It is way older than I am. I would never buy anything that is like $200 something, $300 for one like bottle, a few to several ounces of perfume. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Like the crazily, I mean, I appreciate, top luxury designer fragrance houses like the Guerlain and the Chanel and the Dior, but I don't know. I find that it's a little upsetting when it's just completely overpriced. It's just too upsetting for me. So now I'm going to move on for the last sample from Louis Vuitton. It is the Rose de Vent. There it is. This is like putting your entire face in like a super tight bouquet of like 50 extremely fragrant roses. It's not a fake rose perfume. It's not a fake rose fragrance or scent or smell. It is definitely not very artificial. It is very, very true to a rose scent. I do love it a lot because of that, because a lot of times you get a lot of rose perfumes, and because it's been out there for so long that a lot of them are associated with old lady. I really don't know why people label it as that. But maybe the way other people do see it as would be mature, an older generation, to kind of say it a little bit nicer, or it just maybe a lot of times a lot of people would say old lady smell because it reminds them of their grandma. Because if you do smell a lot of like these older rose perfumes, a lot of them are kind of cheaply made, and you don't really find a lot of great designer houses making rose perfumes. It might be like kind of rose. It has notes of rose, you know, something like that. This one, it really smells like pure rose, and I'm sure it's not pure rose, but the smell, it smells exactly like pure roses. I have come across a lot of different kinds of rose oil perfumes or rose perfumes and stuff like that, and this is definitely the best one I have ever smelled in regards to just the rose smell. I have also tried it's just like a, what is that? It is just derived from just rose petals. And they add water in it, and some people use it as a toner, and that's like it's a very natural kind of rose smell because it is derived only by roses. And it's on the tip of my tongue, I can't really say what it is, but this is definitely if I have to, like, someone gives me, you know, gives me the opportunity and says, I'll buy you a bottle of Louis Vuitton perfume, biggest size, whatever scent you want, I'll probably pick this one, the Rose Defense. It is very beautiful, and I do see myself using it. Do I see myself using it a lot? No. I do see myself using it on occasion. The problem with it is, and it's probably why I won't ever buy it, is because to me, it's like an everyday casual perfume. It's not spectacular. It's definitely not as impressive. It also kind of reminds me of a setting with the Gelsomino Nobile. It's one of those, like, you want to feel like it's just casual and you're just at home and you're really not, you're not doing anything else but like just doing everyday routine mundane things at home. You know, probably hanging out in your garden, in your backyard, in your front yard, doing some yard work, doing regular things at home, and you want to have like a little bit of extra, and you want to spray this on you. I still think it is overpriced. It's beautiful. It is very beautiful. And it has now evolved to still now kind of a citrusy tone to that from the rose, which what I've noticed with rose perfumes, they always put a little bit of citrus in there. So if you have the money, go for it for the Louis Vuitton and the Acqua di Parma. Would I ever buy these? No. These six perfumes are on my will not buy pile. If someone does offer me, you know, whatever perfume you want, and then they'd probably say, okay, we'll go Louis Vuitton and I'll get you perfume. And I'll probably try to convince them, why don't you buy me like 2 or 3 bottles of something else, like a Guerlain or a Chanel or a Miss Dior or something else that might be on my wish list. I would gladly exchange the one big bottle of Louis Vuitton to like a few bottles of other top designer fragrance houses. No problem. I think it is also a part of my personality. A lot of people, there are other people out there that do want and only stick to one fragrance for every day, no matter the occasion, no matter what. That would be called their signature fragrance. I don't think I've ever had that. I think I always want a little bit of a diversity and a little bit of difference and change. And if you are one of those people that all you do is you love one thing and you don't want to buy like 5 different kinds of bottles of perfume to kind of change it up on different days of the week, and if you're fine in spending that much money for a one big bottle of Louis Vuitton perfume, go right ahead. It's your money. It's not my money. But me personally, I'm not going to buy any of these. I would rather have 2-3 bottles of different top designer fragrance houses perfume. So that's my opinion on these 6 fragrances. I will list them down below, the name of the fragrances, just in case you didn't catch them, or maybe I didn't say it right and you want to Google them, you're interested. I'll make sure to be as detailed as possible in the information below. If you did enjoy my video, feel free to hit the like button, or you want to just leave a comment, say hi, you have any questions, any kind of suggestions, any kind of comment you want to leave will be highly appreciated. If you like my videos and want to be updated on every single new upload that I have, feel free to subscribe to my channel. That would be very, very welcomed. Thank you so much for taking the time and watching my video today. I know it's kind of long. It is about 6 fragrances. Thank you so much again, and you have a great rest of your day. Bye.